morning, good afternoon, good evening, traders from across the globe, and welcome to the 1047th edition of Short-Term Trading Live with Oscar Carboni, and that would be me. Good evening, traders. This video is being filmed on Sunday night for trading Monday, July 22nd, 2013. Traders, as we know, futures trading can be extremely risky and cause substantial financial loss. Futures trading is not suitable for all trading accounts. All right, I can't wait. It's Sunday night. I love these Sunday night videos. There's a lot of charts coming at you. There's a lot of great information in this video. We're going to look at daily, weekly, and monthly charts. There is good reason for you to pull up a chair, get a pen, piece of paper, pencil, however you want to do this. Write some notes and get ready for a chart segment, traders, because it's going to be interesting. Right off the bat, yes, indeed, another green omni arrow from the omni. Once again, amazing. I say this, traders, you've been hearing me say this for, 12 straight days. Until the omni blows a gasket, we just keep on keeping on. That has been my theme in my omni for about 12 days. Thank you for letting us continue on this path. All right, so, traders, something really interesting happened when I woke up Saturday morning, and I was tickled pink, and I think you Omniacs are going to be tickled pink as well, and it's got to do with Europe. Now, traders, I want you to humor me on this because I want you to watch it, just a quick 30-second clip. Traders, this date, July 10th, 2013, you were hearing this from Oscar. Get ready for Europe to get on board or come on board with our recovery. Technically, the economic recovery is going to start to head towards Europe now, according to the charts I'm looking at. Traders, a lot of other reasons, but one of the major reasons is there is something called a triple top. It's a technical term, a triple top, right? It's when a market rallies up to a certain level, comes smashing down, goes back up to that level and stops cold, comes smashing down and comes back there for a third time. But there I was, July 10th, me, Mr. Oscar here with the Omniacs. We call for Europe to finally come online, and we see signs why in the charts. Traders, here's why I was tickled pink on Saturday. I get up every Saturday morning. I go out and buy all the financial newspapers that I can find. I'm talking Barron's. I'm talking everything out there. Wall Street Journal, you name it. Financial Times, I buy the whole stack. I read through all of it. The first paper I picked up, the first thing I looked at was this. Look at what the headline says on Barron's. Can you believe this? July 20th, Barron comes out and says, Europe will be bouncing back soon. Hey, you know what, Barron's? Keep swinging that bat. Sooner or later, you might catch up to us Omniacs. Maybe you'll be 5 days behind us at some point. Could you imagine? Barron's, they're supposed to be some of the smartest minds out there, right? Why are us little lowly Omniacs coming up with these ideas 10 days before these pros come out with them? Go Omni, go on that one, right? You can't ask for better than that, guys. Now let's move forward. Traders, the weekly and monthly charts look absolutely fantastic in the U.S. indices and in some European indices. We will look at that. The gold is going to take out, or is at this moment in time taking out stops above 1,300. And we will certainly talk about that in tomorrow's video and tomorrow at livewithoscar.com in my chat room. And then you have bonds. Bonds are on the close watch. Close watch for going short, traders. Keep your eye on bonds. Stay with me at livewithoscar.com, and I'll tell you when we're going to tip that hat and hit the button. All right, so what do we got coming online? Traders, before I get into the chart segment, one more thing. I didn't bring a chart out. I didn't say anything to anybody in my trading room, but here's what I think. Apple, the only stock we're going to talk about. Apple, AAPL, is reporting this week, I think, on Tuesday. My charts tell me Apple is going to miss and get hammered, like 418 hammered, maybe even 403. Now, I don't want to say anything. I'm not calling stocks. That's not what this video is about. But my analysis says Apple could very well pull NASDAQ down a little further because Apple looks like it's going down this week, whether the stock market goes up or not. Now, of course, they could come out, they could beat the street, and this thing could go blasting off higher. But I want to be here officially telling you on Sunday night before the earnings come out that my charts are telling me the earnings are probably going to push Apple down. We'll see. Traders, Great charts about to come your way. If you do not understand these charts, you come on down to livewithoscar.com. Come into my free trading rooms and allow me to help you understand analysis, understand the markets, and follow the Omni, because if I'm right, and knock on wood or whatever you can find right now, I think we are on our 6th straight week of winning day after day after day in NASDAQ and S&P. No bad calls in 6 weeks from the Omni in the NASDAQ and S&P. How about that? If you would like to learn how to do that, come on down to livewithoscar.com. With no further ado, let's go look at some charts. Traders, the DAX, look at this, unbelievable, but here it is. I showed you this chart on the 10th, and I said, look, the German DAX, it held a very, very interesting trend line, something that tells me that Europe is now going to start to come online. And of course, this wasn't the only thing. I'm not that simple. But this was one of the very visual things that I can show you that made me recognize that on the 10th, I knew that Europe was coming back online, and the geniuses at Barron's talked about it on the 20th. That puts us 10 days ahead of these guys. Can you imagine? Go Omni, go. Let's continue to look at more charts. Now, I'm going to take you and blow this chart up a little. Actually, I'm going to zoom out. I want to show you a target. The German DAX on a weekly bond chart. The German DAX on a weekly chart. This line, even though you can't see it, extends itself all the way back to 2009. This one goes all the way back to the previous highs that have ever happened. They come together. We have bested this resistance line, got above it. We are now in this channel, and traders, your target is up here. 89.15 DAX coming at you soon enough. That is a target that you are getting from me on the weekly chart in the DAX. And how about a round of applause for calling Europe higher before anybody on the street knew it was coming. All right, now let's continue to move on. Traders, here's another reason why the DAX is coming. We have talked about triple tops. You've heard me mention triple tops in many of my videos. In fact, 2 videos ago, I gave you a triple top scenario, and that what's supposed to happen is you get to the top for the 3rd time. 1, 2, 3. You get a slight pullback. This is a monthly chart, so it was quite the pullback. After the pullback, you rally back out, and it becomes a buy. But here's the point behind this. This is the leader. It's a monthly chart. It is the leader. It's the U.S. market. It leads Germany and Europe around right now. We had top 1. We had top 2. This line represents the 3rd top. We have bested and broken through and gotten above and settled much higher than that triple top. So if that's the U.S. and that's the leader, well, here's Europe, the follower. You've got top 1, top 2, and it's at top 3 right now. What do you think happens? What do you think happens? It blows through. It goes through top 3. It has to go through because it is a follower and it's following the leader. And I am here to tell you, no way. No way, unequivocally, no way is this going to be a triple top. I can't imagine it being a triple top because the leader blew through its triple top. The follower will do its job and follow that leader. Traders, now we're going to look at some weekly charts. The emini S&P, this trend line goes all the way back to the 2009 crash lows. It is a wonderful parallel channel. You see the red channel? Well, there's been a secondary parallel channel. We've been in it, bounced off the low, the high, the low, the high, the low, the high. We had a channel breakout, built a bull flag above the channel breakout, and now have tested the top of the channel, and we're moving towards the red channel. Now, that's the long-term channel. We've been hitting that since 2009. That comes in at 1721. Expect to see that number before at least this portion of the move comes to an end. Projection, 1721 E-mini S&P. Here's your Russell, same sort of chart. Goes all the way back to 2009, March lows, the crash lows. We have stayed inside of this red parallel channel, built the secondary parallel channel. This is your leader lately. It's been absolutely leading the parade. Built the secondary channel. We broke out of the secondary channel. We're all the way up here now. Look at what the leader did. It just exploded past that channel. Target 1090 Russell. Again, target 1090. This isn't for tomorrow. These are weekly charts, but this will be coming our way soon enough. Traders, the NASDAQ. I want you to recognize something about the NASDAQ. Yes, it had a couple of down days. Yes, there were a few stocks in the NASDAQ 100 that knocked it down, even though the S&P went higher. I am here to say almost no damage was done. Look at that little bar. Here's your weekly bar. Almost no damage was done. That secondary channel I was just showing you in the Russell and the S&P, there's one in the NASDAQ. We got above the secondary channel, and on this pullback last week that we seen for 2 days in the NASDAQ, it only pulled back to the channel line. I say NASDAQ gets bought and takes off, but who knows? We have Apple reporting this week. NASDAQ does look good here as well. Then, traders, here's a chart that you Omniacs sort of recognize. If you are a long-term Omniac, you have seen this chart for the last couple of years, but certainly for the last few months, I've been touting it all the time. This is the Dow Jones Transportation Average on a weekly bar chart. This is a huge left shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder. Inside the left shoulder, you have multiple head and shoulders, either inverted or upright. You have an inverted head and shoulder in the head. You have an inverted head and shoulders in the right shoulder. That equates to a breakout. So way back in, I don't know, what is this? Way back in November of 2012, I did a projection. Follow this up, you'll see what a projection is right there, right? The line goes up. Way back in 2012, I do a projection. And in that projection, I offered 7250 to 7450 would be as high as this thing is going to be propelled off of this. It may not be the only high, but our projection from the inverted head and shoulders was 7250 to 7450. Here is that same chart. I zoomed out a little so I can show you our projection. Omniacs, you know that we've been calling this since last year. It is starting to make its way up. When we made this call, we were right here breaking out of that right shoulder. Look at how far we've gotten. We were at 52. We're all the way at 65.86 right now, traders. That is an enormous move that's happened already based upon this chart, its head and shoulders projection, and how high we should go. January 7th, in fact, is probably when we made this the official projection. October of last year is when we noticed it coming out of here. So very, very interesting. Then we have the daily charts, traders. Now let's take this down to sensible levels. What's going to happen for tomorrow? Well, I showed you this chart in my last 2 videos, and I said, will this be a double top? And I was brave enough to go like this and say, absolutely not. I don't think this could be a double top. I think this is an F flag, and we will break out of the double top. So what happened? This was the double top. This is where we are now. We are absolutely getting above it. It appears to be an F flag, just like we thought. And you gotta love the S&P. You gotta love the S&P. The strength it's been showing. And you gotta love going forward, at least on Monday. But there is more. I'm not done with you yet, Omniacs. A little more pain here. All right. Dow Jones Transportation Average. Look at this one. I showed this to you for the last couple of videos, and I said this is a very strong F flag or bull flag forming. It has formed. We broke out above it, and now this represents the next bull flag forming, which is forming right at the parallel channel. Very, very bullish look in your Dow Jones Transportation Average for daily trading. That would be for Monday. Then you've got the euro right here, traders. This is an interesting chart. Take a look. I've shown you this chart for the last few weeks. In the euro, I showed you on the way down that we built this bear flag, and we got under the 200 bar moving average, and as soon as we came out of the bear flag, look what happened. Smash, smash, smash. Big, big down movement. On the way back up, we have a big day here and a big day here and a big day here, and that represents a flagpole, and this represents a bull flag on the way back up. So we had a bear flag on the way down, and it worked below the 200 bar moving average. We have a bull flag now building on the way back up above the 200 bar moving average. That looks bullish for the euro. So I thought I would show you that for trading on Monday. Very interesting. Then, traders, a really pretty picture I want to leave you with. Look at the Dow Jones Industrial Average weekly bar chart. Another projection coming your way. 16,227 is the projection on the Dow for the weekly. And if you want to look at Dow daily trading for tomorrow, just take a look at this. 15,789 should happen this week, traders. Here's a daily bar chart. This yellow thing is what I call one of my infamous F flags. They seem to really work well. That F flag should take us up here to 15,789 in the Dow. Traders, pull your own charts, do your own homework. That was a lot of information. I hope you rewind this video and go back and pull your own charts and take a look at what I've shown you. Again, you come on down to livewithoscar.com and allow me to help you understand these charts the same way I have learned in my 31 years. Traders, so you've seen the charts. And there is my technical argument for why we have, of course, clap for that one, the green OMNI. Traders, if you'd like to see the video in its entirety about Europe coming online, it is video number 1043, and it was dated 07/10/13, July 10, 2013. Please go on back through my videos and take a look at that, because it absolutely talks about Europe coming online, and I've got the technical picture, and I've always said technicals lead, or the charts lead the fundamentals. Well, Barron's comes up with a lot of fundamental reasons over the last 10 days why Europe should go, but the analysis came out in the charts first, baby. Rock and roll. Listen to this guy. I'm going to bring him up here for a moment. Nigel, come on up. You remember Michael, Series 22? Well, this is his dad. Say hello to Nigel Sedaros. Nigel, say hello to the camera. Thanks for coming out. All right. Going? That's it? That was Nigel. He's my ghost guest. All right. Nice having you. All right, so we will continue on. All right, traders, I will be in my chat room all day and night, Sunday through Monday and every other day this week, of course. So come on down to livewithoscar.com and sit with me, because, boy, there's a lot going on. Remember, I gave you a lot of information in this video. We talked about gold a little bit, bonds a little bit, certainly the U.S. indices, European indices, Europe coming online. There's lots of stuff here, right? So if you do not understand it, come and join me, because I have nothing else to do but help you traders get through a rough and tumble day like I do every single day. Again, that's at livewithoscar.com, so come on down. Traders, that's about it. Pull your own charts, do your own homework, and with no further ado, I'm going to get my butt out of here. Remember, say this to yourselves every morning, every afternoon, every evening, and you know what that is. Stops are in. Emotions are out. Rock and roll. And traders, these markets look like they're going higher and higher. And watch that NASDAQ pull a fast one and come join us on the upside. Futures trading is risky and can cause substantial financial loss. We do not claim or guarantee that you will profit from the information provided.